Hi everybody, it's Taylor. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I've been making signs for somebody for a while, and he recently reached out to me to make him a sign for the unfortunate passing of his dog. So I wanted to show you this. These are a 2-pack of 10 by 10 Art Minds plaques. And I don't want to take it out of this because I want to store it in this, and it's actually like fitted. But it's got sawtooth hanger. It also has a rope hanger so that you can hang it up however you want. And this is gorgeous. I absolutely loved this when I first saw it, and actually I kind of wish I had paid more attention when I chose which one to paint, because I almost feel like I should have painted this one over that one because there wasn't as much wear, but that's okay. I can always get more. They weren't that expensive. I think I got them on sale for like $8.99 for the 2-pack, like probably last year, and they've just been sitting around, which is why I want to keep it in the package so it doesn't get all dirty. But so I just took, and this is still not completely dry yet, so I just took some apple barrel paint that I got from Walmart. Sorry, I have to use a stool to get up to the camera because I'm short. It was in my way. I didn't want to kick it. So yeah, I have had this from Walmart, and I just applied 2 coats to this, and I'm gonna let it sit overnight and dry. Oh, I hope that's okay. I can always touch that up if I need to. But yeah, I just put 2 coats of that on here, and I'm also about to weed the design that I came up with. So this I just made on Design Space myself. I'm trying to think. It's pretty simple, but it looks elegant for as simple as it is. He basically sent me a picture of what he wanted and like something else he had found online, and I just kind of replicated it but made my own little twist to it as well, because he wanted a little something else added to it. So right now I'm just cutting off the excess so I can save it for something else in the future. And I'll tell you what, I actually did buy a silent clock to replace this loud ticker up above me here. And I was thrilled. It got here in 2 days, just like, you know, Amazon Prime. And I opened it, I put a battery in it. It wasn't silent. The motor was just, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, well, let's put it against the wall and see how loud that is. Before I even got to do that, the second hand starts going backwards, and then it went forward, and then it went backwards, and then it went forward. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't an old battery, and it was working just fine in the other clock, and it's still in the other clock, and it hasn't stopped. So I know it's not a bad battery, so I sent that right back, and I'm gonna have to order a different one. But I did also order the light I was talking about getting, which I can't remember. Did I actually post a video that I talked about that in, or is that still sitting waiting to be edited? I don't know. But I found a clamp-on lamp. That doesn't matter because it's not on where I'm going to be using it. Alright, let's get the top started. So I found the lamp, and it clamps onto your desk or whatever, and it has your base, and then it has pieces that like fold up like this, and it's super bright. It gets so bright. And basically what I want to do is, I'm at this end of my counter, and I want to shift my workstation to the center so I can have stuff on either side of me rather than having to go all the way down to the other end of the counter like I did to grab this paint. So I'm probably going to do that this weekend, hopefully, depending on what else is going on. If not, by next week it should be good to go. But with the holidays and everything, I finally cleaned up all my rooms, and then we had guest stay. And then, because we had guest stay, everything was all picked up and nice, and then I got a new couch in my one room, and so now my old chair is in this room, standing on end, for lack of a better place for it to go, because my brother's gonna take it, but it started snowing, of course, right after I got the couch, so we can't transport it without it getting wet. So we gotta figure something out with that, or wait for a nicer day. Why isn't this wanting to come apart? And this is Tech Wrap permanent vinyl. I haven't used this stuff in a while. It's also really thin, little swirly thing off of a Y. No, sorry, a T. Okay, let's try it like that. There we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Just gotta be patient. Somehow I have patience, I don't even know. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. And I wanted to take a nap when I came home. And as soon as after I ate my lunch and was about to go take a nap, my parents were like, we're going out, come on, come with us. And I'm like, oh, okay. Guess I'm not taking a nap. So I'm a little overtired at this point. But I'm like, you know what? I don't think I have anything ready for a video this week. Let's use this because it's something different than a card. Because that's all I've been doing lately. Which is, I enjoy it. I love making cards. But I wanted to change it up for you guys. If you hear noise, my parents are watching TV right below me. So I apologize if any of that is getting picked up. They're watching The Vampire Diaries for the second time. It was a good show. I don't know. I already rewatched it years ago. I don't know if I would rewatch it again. It's like, I still remember what happened for the most part. Because I've seen bits and pieces of it since my mom started watching it again. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this happened. Oh yeah, that happened. And I'm just like, okay. It's not worth me watching again if I know everything that's happening. At least in my opinion. I mean, if you enjoy that, by all means do what makes you happy, but I don't enjoy that. I would rather watch something new. Oh my goodness, this is just gonna be, oh, I see. Okay, my head's probably gonna be in here a lot, so I'm sorry. There goes. Come on, there we go. Okay. Why does that look like that cut weird? I might be able to just take the scissors and snip a little extra piece off, make it even. Okay. There we go. Oh, come on, let go. So I don't think, no, I definitely didn't touch on this in my last video because my last video was recorded months ahead of time. I hope everybody's New Year went well. We actually missed the actual ball drop. my parents have a Roku, and so we could hear fireworks going off in our village. I'm like, oh, they're a little ahead of schedule. And then I looked at my watch, and my watch said it was 12:01, and I was like, oh, no, they're not ahead, we're behind. This Roku isn't actually live, it's like a little delayed. So, that was funny. But yeah, it was good. My New Year's was good. We played Cards Against Humanity. And, I don't know, everybody just kind of sat and had a good time, drank, and after everybody went to bed, because everyone who visited lives over an hour away, so they spent the night, which is why I had to pick everything up. Everybody went to bed, and I was like, I'm not ready for bed yet. I'm used to being up super late, and everyone wanted to go to bed at like 2. So I had been reading a book, and I stayed up till like 4 and finished it, and then I went to bed. It's funny how I read. I read in spurts, so like I won't read for a very, very long time, and then I'll finally pick something up and I'll read it in less than a week. It's like I had been reading that book for quite a while, quite a few months. Actually, probably since over the summer. And it wasn't that I wasn't into the book. I have trouble wanting to sit down and read because I know once I get into something, I don't want to put it down. So I won't read because of that. Because I don't want to spend all of my free time just reading. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like there's other things I want to do too. And I know I won't do them if I get sucked into a book. So, anyway, I finished that book finally. And then I started, so this book was an older one, the first one, the one I finished. I can't tell you the author off the top of my head. But, whoa, I can't even think of the name of the book now either. Without a Sound, I think it was called. It was about this little, wow, what was she? 8? I want to say she was 8, 7 or 8. And she witnessed her mother being murdered, and then she won't speak. And that was a pretty good book. And then, after I finished that, I started reading NYPD Red 2 by James Patterson, because I had already read the first one quite a while ago, back when I was in college, which was like 2015, 2016, so a while ago. Let me tell you, I started reading that book on my breaks at work, and then, what was it? Thursday night, I think it was. I stayed up till 4 in the morning and I finished the whole book. I read that book in like 3 days. And that is exactly why I don't read most of the time, because that's what happens. But I'm like, you know, I should keep up with reading on my lunch breaks instead of just sitting there and watching YouTube or scrolling my phone. So, after I finished that one, I started reading another James Patterson book. I have like 2 bookcases full of books that I've bought and just hadn't gotten to reading. So I just pick a book and start reading, and I love James Patterson, so I was like, yeah, let's try this one. I knew when I had bought it that it sounded really good. It's called Crazy House, and I'm like barely a quarter of the way through it, and I'm still not entirely sure what's going on, but I can only imagine it's going to get better the more I figure out. But, I mean, that wasn't even a New Year's resolution that I had for myself. to get into reading again. But I think it's a good one to have started. Trying to think. My New Year's resolution is to stop impulse spending, buying, purchasing, whatever. Stop with the impulse buying. Because I'm really good at it, and if I ever want to live on my own, I can't keep doing it. I need to pay down stuff and not keep spending. So, I thought about saying a no spending, but then I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get through with, I'm never gonna go through with that. Like, plus I have like the monthly clubs and stuff, so that kind of counts. I would consider it counts. So I'm like, well, that doesn't really work. So I was like, you know what? How about no impulse purchases? That's better. Because, you know, it doesn't hurt to buy things now and again. You just have to stop and ask yourself, okay, do I really need this? Do I need it right away? Or is this just something I want for the sake of wanting to get it because I found it? Oh no. I knew something was gonna happen. We're just gonna stick this right here for the moment. And I might be able to... Hey. No. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my nails recently. Okay. No, I might have to recut this. You know what I find with the finer print like this is it cuts better on the Joy than it does on my Maker. Yeah, it's so skinny. Alright, yeah, I think I might have to redo. Yeah. That's okay. But yeah, isn't this cute? It's just, you left paw prints on our hearts. Let's just get all these little... Let's get all the rest of this done before I go and redo part of it, because if something else comes apart, I can recut that as well. I always want to say print. Okay. Alright. Easy. Yes. I feel like I'm also more talkative when I'm overtired. And that's how you can tell I'm overtired, because I just don't shut up. And when I'm super tired, I don't talk at all. Like, that's how it was this morning. Because, so, with my job, I normally work second shift, which is 2:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we have a Saturday rotation where you can choose to work if you want. And you go in and work 4 or 6 hours, but you don't go in at your normal time. You start in the morning. And so me and the two guys on second shift choose to go in at 8, because then we can leave by like noon or 1 o'clock rather than having to stay till 2 or just not getting any hours. And so, like, yes, it really sucks to get up and be back there at 8 in the morning. I mean, thankfully for me, I'm only 15 minutes away, but for them, I want to say it's at least a half an hour drive for them with where they live. I'm just like, you guys are insane. I would not be able to do that. I can barely do what I do as it is. Excuse me. We had some Jersey Mike's subs for dinner. And I just got a little taste of the pepper and onion. That wasn't nice. They're pricey, but you know what? They have gluten-free rolls, and they're really good. Oh, come on. Why is this giving me such a hard time? I'll work with that. we're getting there. We're almost done leaving. Come on. So, yeah, I'm gonna pull the joy down and I will just print, or cut. See, I always want to say print. I don't know why. This machine doesn't print. It cuts. I'll figure that out. Look how pretty that is, though. I love this. I'll have to see what fonts I used, and I can put them down below. I got them from at least this. I don't know if this might just be a Cricut font for all I know. I use so many different ones. I can't keep track of them all. Thank God for the bookmarks on Design Space. Alright, so first of all, let me just start by saying how amazing these mats are from the Dollar Tree. I just took this one out brand new because I bought a few when I first found them, and I was using the other one for about a year, and it just finally wasn't being very grippy, and I figure for as cheap as they are, I'm not really worried about trying to clean it. But anyway, so I cut this out a second time on here, and even still, the thinner parts just ripped. So what I did was I made an offset and welded it to, jeez, I'm such a klutz, I swear. I welded it to the original words. And it made it a little bolder in a sense, because I don't think there's a way to just make your font bold. I don't think there's a font for that. A feature. That was the word I was trying to come up with. I don't think there's a feature for that in Design Space. So I just made an offset, made it super tiny, and everything's kind of connected together. The only thing I had to do was I had to slice the hole out from the original and slice it into this for the E. Okay, what's happening here? Oh, it's stuck to my finger. Come on. There we go. But yeah, so it's just a little bit thicker because of how small it was. It was not thick enough. And honestly, I kind of like it thicker like this because it'll make the name stand out a little bit more. Even though it's still the same font as this and the same color. Yeah, I don't know where else I was going with that. Oh, I was so excited to be rid of that ticking. You don't even know. I was very disappointed when that clock didn't work. But I guess that's what I get for buying a $7 clock. Can't get anything cheap nowadays. Alright, I think the little piece that was there is gone. This, I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know if I want to try take. Yeah, I think I do. Just take an X-Acto knife in here and slice. Apparently, if you don't get the blades that are Fiskars specifically for this, they don't tighten in, which is dumb because they're literally the same blade. They just don't have the same size at the bottom. And I cracked the tip off of that. I'm very good at doing that. Oh, hello. There's a piece stuck to my tea. See, sometimes it's good to get your face right on your work. I don't want that to fall out though. Stop it. Okay. I'm just trying to be really careful here. I just want to try to follow the curve. And I don't think it's gonna work. I feel like I should just leave it alone. I just don't like that it's got this little piece that's sticking out. See what I mean here? Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, that works. And then we'll just take this teensy weensy little bit. I hope my head's not blocking this. If it is, I'm very sorry. I can't look up right now. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. And then I have so many pieces stuck to me right now. So there's that. And I'm just going to leave it separate for the moment. I'm going to leave the two of these things to sit here while this dries overnight, just to be sure it's totally dry before I go ahead and try to adhere the vinyl to it and maybe do any touch-ups. I know I can use my heat tool, but I feel like if you use it too much, it makes it bubble up if it's not completely dry. So I'm just going to let it sit. Alright, so we've got this nice and dry. It's been over... It's probably been about 24 hours actually since I did this last night or so. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's painted wood, so it'll be alright. Once I put this on here, it should be fine. So we're gonna have it just like that, as centered as I can get it. And then we'll put the name on after, right in the middle. So let me grab some transfer tape. Actually, this might... Nope, it's not long enough. You know, I try to save scraps, and everything I make ends up being a totally different size from the last thing I've made, so nothing ever fits. I'm just gonna go up here. About. And this is just still Dollar Trees. I'm not doing this on top of this. I don't think that's a very good idea. Bring this back in. It can help hold things. Alright. So I'm just going to peel back a little bit. And fold it back. Oh, I thought I had it. I guess not. Come on. Here we go. Just gonna fold back about an inch or so. Maybe it just wants to curl right up. Alright, there we go. And just fold that, and then that should also hopefully help it want to stay a little straighter. Just put that there for a moment, and I'm going to turn this so I can kind of make sure I'm, uh-oh, okay, we're good. Get that centered so that as I go down the whole thing, it goes mostly straight, even if it's not perfect. It's not the end of the world. Okay. So we're just going to go like that, and then I'm just pulling the piece on the back. Just get the magnets out of here. Okay, that was a bit more than I needed, but that's okay, because I'm going to try to save it. Maybe. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I am going to cut the excess off the bottom just because I know it's going to end up being in my way. It's going to be a terrible cut. Oh, that actually wasn't too bad. Alright, so we'll put this back on here. That's actually the wrong end, but whatever. I still might cut it down a little bit more. I only made it as wide as I did because I wanted to make sure that those pieces, with how skinny they are, ended up with stuff on it. Yeah, we're just gonna. My mom is still below me, again, watching Vampire Diaries, so if you hear anything, again, that's what that is. So loud. I mean, yes, the TV's right underneath me, but, like, I shouldn't be able to hear it so well through the floor. That should be good. Okay, we'll just, and maybe I'll just save these excess little pieces and not the main piece, just because this stuff doesn't really, it's not super sticky, which is why I like it, but then it doesn't really work all too many times. So, I mean, I guess you get what you pay for $1.25, but honestly, like, the only thing I would change about this stuff is that it had a grid on it. Because that would be really cool. And I'm just going to cut a little bit off of here. And here. How did I miss that little piece? Huh. I got a good one for you. You ever literally cut yourself with a pair of scissors like this? Because I did at work. I was trying to cut something that was super tiny. I'm not worried about that little piece. And I was holding it basically like this here and like this, and I was cutting something super tiny and right in between. And you can still kind of see a little tiny speck of a scab where I literally cut my finger. It didn't really hurt too bad. It was just kind of like a pinch, and that hurt, and then it didn't hurt at all. And I was like, what just, did I seriously just do that? Did I just cut my finger? Sorry let's see if this, I don't know why I flipped it over. See if this all comes off. My fingers are not working right now. And something else I really like about this too is, like, if it's not completely stuck down, just push it and then it usually grabs. Okay. Like I said, usually. But if you go from another angle, that usually helps. So if it doesn't grab, I'll just go at it from another angle. Just making sure I have the top at the top, because that wouldn't be good. And then I am going to actually you know what, I'm gonna do this. Set that down for a sec. Take these scraps and put it on here. And then use the bigger side of this and not put it this. I just want to kind of, yeah, just so that I can hold it and line it up before it sticks. And I'm actually also going to do that so that I can tell where it's going to end and get it as centered as I can. No. So with the centering, I kind of want to go between the two ends of the top boards and the paw print. But I'm pretty sure I centered everything. So as long as the paw print is centered and straight, everything else should be good. And I'm going by the lines on the paw print about straight. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. I'm just going to do the same thing that I did. For the most part. So basically what I want to do here is not adhere the excess transfer paper so I don't tear the paint. So I'm just going to kind of go around the actual design with my finger here. And obviously there's going to be some because it's very, very fine, but it's so cute. I hope he loves it. Hope his husband loves it because it's going to be a surprise for him. I am just going to get in there a little bit. I'm making sure I'm not scraping down on this. So I'm going to take this carefully and I might not need that actually. Seems like it adhered. Just want to be slow and careful so I'm not ripping the paint up. And that's also why I let it dry for so long. Oh. And it's a good thing I did 2 coats because we're definitely pulling some up. And yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to save this transfer paper with all this paint on it. But I'm okay with that because, like I said, I don't pay that much for it. Man, this stuck well. Usually I have to fight with stuff to get it to stay down, but it just went right on. Uh-oh, we're at the lower one here. Alright. I just want to get under it and not really like gouge into anything. That's why I'm using this and not like my fingernail. Because at least with this I can kind of tell what I'm doing with, and like I can see it unlike my fingernail. Okay, I got enough that I can grab. Is it crooked or is it just my eye? Do you ever get like that? You look at something and like, I know some of this font is technically crooked because it's cursive, but like, it might be the slightest bit. Hopefully it's not enough to notice. Alright. so now I just need a little piece. Where did I just cut a little piece off one of these. I think there was a little piece of something else in the, oh, another piece of this, but that's alright. I can get that at another time. One thing I have found, if you have a silicone mat like this, your scraping isn't going to do anything because it's too soft. You need a harder surface. And it never hurts to do both sides because, I don't know, some people can get away with just doing the front, but I do the back too. Stuck it right back on. There we go. Oh, what happened? I bent it. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure it's flat when I put it down. Backer is separating. What the heck? Haven't seen that one before. Alright, and then we just want to get that. Yep. Alright. Now this, we're gonna close that up because last time I didn't, I stabbed myself. If you heard that, that's my dad's alarm. He's getting up for work soon. I think I want these. What the heck is he doing? Oh, I want to cut just a little bit of this off because it's wanting to stick. Okay, that should help. Oh yeah. Make sure we're centered. I think that looks good. Okay. I guess I'll just rub it down with my finger since it stuck so well the first time. Alright. And there it is. And the last thing, well, I'm gonna see if I can't play with that just a little bit to see if I can line it up better. Because that kind of bothers me that it doesn't. That's a little better, I think. There. And then the last thing I'm going to do off camera, because I have a giant box I'm going to do this in, is I'm going to just spray a clear coat over the top to help give it a little shine. And I'm going to also tape. I should have set that down, face down. I just want to tape this to the back so I don't spray it. Just use some of this. I love this stuff. I'll definitely be getting more eventually. This might last a while. I barely touched it. Barely made a dent in it. I use it all the time. But I'm good about how much I use, so I don't use up too much too fast. But yeah, so I'm just going to spray this, and then I will take a picture and add that at the end. I hope I was able to provide you with some inspiration today. Please leave a like or comment if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and check out my channel for more of the crafts I've made, and I'll see you in the next one.